Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy Monday morning to you. I just wait about a minute again so that the audience builds. It's nice to have you back with me again. New week, big energy, same way. I just want you to tell me if you are hearing me clearly. I just want to know if my audio is clear and if the music is too loud. I want to make sure that I'm clear enough. Okay, thank you, brother. All right, so like I said, I just wait about a minute again and I let the audience build a bit so that we could have our Monday morning conversation. Just as usual, just as last week, quick chat. A quick chat on this Monday morning. I hope you are well. I hope my voice finds you well. I hope you had a great weekend and that you are off to a great week. And last week, if you joined me last week, we spoke about mindset. And today's message actually will touch on mindset. It will reflect on mindset. It's not the exact same message, but somehow, and I guess the best word to describe that would be theme. In the conversations that we would have or the things that I would share, they would generally reflect one particular theme. So one of the underlying or umbrella themes of what we would speak about or share about on this here page and on all my platforms, actually, we would definitely be big on mindset. So I want to share 3 of my takeaways from the book The Alchemist. I'm not sure if you all have ever heard of that book. Has anyone here heard of The Alchemist? The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and I will show. So this is actually the book that I'm going to not discuss in thorough, but this is the book that my title is after, and one of my sources of inspiration for my conversation, my quick chat this morning. Have you all ever heard of The Alchemist? I think everybody has heard of The Alchemist. Let me know in the chat if you all have ever heard of The Alchemist. It is a life-changing, when I tell you, life-changing book. And I have 2 other books to show you guys. We're not going to speak about those books today, but I'm going to show you because somehow they all reflect a similar theme. They are all connected and intertwined, right? So I found out about The Alchemist from a friend of mine who is no longer with us. I'm not sure, well, everybody should know Ovo. A lot of you should know Ovo Mavi, and bless his soul. He spoke about this book religiously for like about a year, and then I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to buy that book because there has to be something with this book, and I did. And let me tell you, so for those who are now joining, this is the book that I'm going to talk about this morning. I'm not going to talk about it in thorough, but it is the source of my inspo for this morning's conversation. So I want to tell you 3 of the life lessons that I've gathered from this book. After my live last week, one of my dear friends, he contacted me, and he has been supporting and encouraging me on this journey, and vice versa, for about 12 years. My old school friend, and he called me, he said, calm calm, and I'm like, tell me. So we spoke a bit about last week's live, and he always has so much to share himself. And I remember telling him about The Alchemist. I said, boy, listen, you ever heard about The Alchemist? We need to chat about this book. You need to read this book. So happened he hadn't heard of it up until then. So I said, we need to talk about that book. And I said, you know what? That would be a great book to share with you on this morning's conversation. So I'm not seeing anybody saying that they've heard of The Alchemist. So you all ain't never heard of The Alchemist before. Life-changing book. Life-changing. So let me share with you my 3 quick takeaways from reading this book that really has changed my life. And let me show you the other 2 books. Like I said, we're not going to speak about them this morning, but they are definitely right up there, right up on the alley of, I'd call them, for me, they have been fire starter books. Like, you ever read a book and it hit your soul, boy? Like, my readers, you ever read a book and it hit your soul, like it hit you in your soul? So, The Alchemist, for those who are now joining, this book, right up there. And I'll show you these 2 other books. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of these 2 other books. I ain't sure I want to read out this one on the live as yet. I'm not sure how I want to speak about this book, because we're definitely going to be speaking about this book soon. Because you see this book? And then there's this one, Instinct. Fire starters, books that hit you in your soul. But I'll stay focused this morning, and let me just share with you my 3 takeaways from reading The Alchemist. So I actually want to share, I want to read to you. The author has a plot summary to the back of the book, which really basically gives a synopsis. So it doesn't sell out the book to you, because I'm not going to discuss the entire book like that. I want you to have your own experience. I want you to have your own epiphanies and life-changing experiences reading the book, but I can read the plot summary for you, because it will give the balance of my message would make more sense to you if I read the plot summary for you. So let me read it for you. Santiago, which is the main character of the book. Santiago, an Andalusian shepherd boy, has a dream about finding a treasure in the pyramids of Egypt. A gypsy woman and an old man claiming to be a mysterious king advise him to pursue it. To realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation, the old man tells him. And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. And for those of you who have read this book before, or when you do read the book, you'd realize this one simple sentence is basically the entire idea of the book. It was my one takeaway from reading the book, and it has really, I've experienced that in my life. So I'd read it for you one more time. And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. Right? With the courage of an adventurer, Santiago sells his sheep and travels to Tangier in Africa. After a thief steals his money, Santiago takes a job with a crystal merchant who unwittingly teaches Santiago important lessons for his long journey ahead. After working at the crystal shop for a year, Santiago earns enough money to cover his losses and return home. But then something unexpected happens. On a desert caravan, Santiago meets an intriguing Englishman. The Englishman's passion for knowledge and his relentless quest to uncover the secrets of alchemy inspire Santiago to pursue his own dream of finding the treasure. As the Englishman searches for the 200-year-old alchemist who resides in the desert oasis, Santiago falls in love with a young woman, Fatima. Exposed to the greatest and eternal alchemy of all, love, Santiago thinks he has found the treasure. But the greatest test of all is yet to come. With the help of the alchemist, Santiago completes the last leg of his journey, dangerous and infused with discoveries of the most profound kind, to find that the treasure he was looking for was waiting for him in the place where he least expected it. This story, timeless and entertaining, exotic yet simple, breaks down the journey we all take to find the most meaningful treasures in our lives into steps that are at once natural and magical. It is about the faith, power, and courage we all have within us to pursue the intricate path of a personal legend, a path charted by the mysterious magnet of destiny, but obscured by distractions. Santiago shows how along the way we learn to trust our hearts, read the seemingly inconspicuous signs, and understand that as we look to fulfill a dream, it looks to find us the same if we let it. I want to read that sentence for you all one more time. That last sentence. Let me find it. Santiago shows how along the way we learn to trust our hearts, read the seemingly inconspicuous signs, and understand that as we look to fulfill a dream, it looks to find us just the same if we let it. And if you remember, what I told you was the overshadowing idea of the entire book is just one sentence. And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. So, let me tell you my 3 takeaways from this book, which I have also experienced and I continue to experience in my life daily. Like I said, I didn't even introduce myself, guys. Good morning again. Welcome to our little Monday morning show. I am yet to find a name for it. My name is Camila Arundel. I hope my voice finds you well. Whatever it is that you may be doing at the moment, I encourage you to have a great day. Have a fantastic week. And we're just chatting a little bit about the book, The Alchemist. And I want to share with you my 3 takeaways from the book. So my first takeaway is your destiny leaves hints and clues. And the best way I could explain that and bring it into a nice, concise bit, digestible bit. Your destiny leaves hints and clues. And what are you passionate about? What are you good at? What are you so talented at doing? What are you so gifted at doing that you just know that it's a special thing. It's something that's special to you. It's something that's unique to you. And sometimes it takes external persons, whether it's your family or friends or acquaintances, to draw your attention to something that you have in such a unique capacity, because sometimes when we are accustomed to a thing or it's a norm to us, we don't recognize what we're carrying. We tend to not recognize what we're moving with and what we're operating with, because it's us. And sometimes it takes somebody mirroring you back to you. It takes an experience. It takes someone telling you about yourself. And that could be good and bad, but we're focusing on the good here. Telling you about what you have or what you carry to jolt your attention to the fact that, hey, I really have this in a unique capacity. I really have this in a special way. And this is why I say your destiny leaves hints and clues. What are you so good at? What are you so gifted at? And sometimes until we get to that point of actually investing in our giftings and investing in the unique and special talents or gifts that we have, I was going to tell you something. Sometimes it takes us actually committing to that to realize, or what I was going to say, sometimes we don't focus on that thing. Why? Because it's not easy. Sometimes it's not easy. It's not an easy thing. It's not always an easy thing to zero in on or to give full attention to a gifting. One, because sometimes you don't recognize what you're carrying, and two, it takes a while. It takes a while to build. There is no instant gratification from it. And when I say instant gratification, generally you don't get or you don't see the rewards of it immediately. You could do a job and you could be paid weekly, you could be paid hourly, you could be paid fortnightly, you could be paid monthly. Generally, going after your dream and investing in your gifts does not bring that immediate of returns. Sometimes for a while, your only satisfaction or your only reward or your only satisfaction, yes, fulfillment. Sometimes the only fulfillment that you get is the way you feel while doing your gifting or while executing that gift or that talent or that unique thing to you in the moment and afterward. And I mean, that's why so many people, so many speakers and so many leaders, they tell you that going after your gift, going after your dream, going after your passion, it takes stamina, it takes commitment, it takes longevity, it takes consistency, because it's not easy, because the rewards aren't immediate. There is no instant gratification for it. And that was one of my takeaways. Your destiny leaves hints and clues. What you love, what do you see yourself doing, what haunts you at night? And when I say haunts you at night, I don't mean like a horror movie. You ever try to sleep and you can't sleep because there are these ideas, the ideas are flashing like a movie or like a preview. You know, if you're looking at photos on your phone and you just swipe. Have you ever or found yourself in that position? You're trying to sleep or you're trying to focus on these ideas. You're seeing yourself visions. You're seeing yourself doing one particular thing and swipe, and you can't sleep, or you find yourself spending time just thinking about or envisioning yourself in that place. Your destiny leaves clues. It leaves clues and hints. My second takeaway from reading The Alchemist is believe in your ability and your giftings, which would reflect on, or it would piggyback on what I said in the first point, that your destiny leaves clues. So this point is believe in your ability. There is nothing great or nothing noteworthy, or there's nothing that you would achieve without first believing that you could do it. And sometimes you believe that you could do it, but you have to constantly believe that you can do it. You can't believe today and not believe tomorrow. And even that in itself, it takes work, it takes consistency, it takes effort. Believe in your ability, believe in your giftings. And I would go so far to tell you that might sound cliche. It can sound cliche, it does sound cliche. Believe in your giftings and your abilities, but I will tell you that I've experienced there are some other things that go toward helping you to have a healthy mindset. And in my experience, those things have been prayer and meditation, diet and eating, and exercise. And I didn't plan to go there with this message this morning, but as I'm speaking to you, those things are coming to me. So that whole belief and that whole mindset, even how we spoke last week about mindset, there are a lot of things that go together to keeping you in a healthy mindset, in a healthy place, in a healthy space. It's really a holistic thing. But let me focus and stay on point number 2. But that really does reflect on point number 2 if you're following me. Believe in your ability. There is nothing, and I say nothing, there is absolutely nothing that you will achieve or that you can achieve if you don't believe in yourself. You could do it. You are capable. The reason that you are seeing the things that you are seeing, or that you have the ideas that you have, or the passions that you have, or the things that you desire, the dreams that you have in your heart, you are able, you are capable, and you need to believe in yourself. Point blank, period. There's a speaker, he says that a lot. Point blank, period. You need to believe in yourself. And if there's anything that you take away from our conversation this morning, is that you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself. And this might be another segue or a straightaway, but also in believing yourself, you need to know yourself. You need to get to the point where you know you. And the journey of self-discovery, or getting to know yourself, or learning you, it's a continuous journey. It's one of the most rewarding things you will do in your life. It's also a journey, it's also a process. But let me focus, and I want to tell you about point number 3. Point number 3, my third takeaway from reading The Alchemist. When you pray and believe, when you seek in your meditation, in your moments of stillness and silence, look for your clues. Look for your clues. And I have written here, this requires a certain amount of sensitivity, awareness, and stillness. And in the book, Santiago, he was going after a dream. But just like I said in the plot summary of the book, and like we experience in our lives daily, life is hard. Life is hard. HARD exclamation mark. Life is hard, and we could easily give up, and we can easily put aside the things that we really are passionate about, the things that really excite us, the things that we know. There's a certain amount of knowingness. Let me give you my Trini talk. You just know. You are aware. You do know. Something inside of you knows. And the more you give into it, and the more you commit to it, and the more you seek out to know yourself and to explore your gifts, and the more you seek to go deeper into the things, like I say, that haunt you, those dreams, those things that you see that nobody else understands. Let me just add that too. Nobody would understand it like you. Sometimes it can be a lonely journey. Sometimes you feel alone. You will have people who would support you and who would encourage you on the journey. But I'm telling you, it is going to be lonely. There's a certain part of it that's going to be lonely. In your birthing part of it, the part where you're really doing the groundwork, as we say, that you are really investing into it, there is some semblance of loneliness on the journey or in the journey, but you have to commit to it. And that's one of the things that distractions, those are one of the distractions. So in the book, the main character, he experienced that. Many times he wanted to give up. Many times you wanted to give up. I'm sure this morning you wanted to give up, or if not this morning, yesterday you wanted to give up, or 2 days ago you wanted to give up. But you have to push. We have to push. And that point, let me go back on the point. When you believe, when you pray, when you seek, look for your clues. Guys, sometimes our clues come in the nose. When I say nose, not KNOWS, but the nose, the NOs, NO. Sometimes our clues and cues of how to go forward and our next step come in closed doors. Sometimes they come in closed doors. Sometimes they come in disappointment. Sometimes they come in rejections. When you pray, when you seek, when you are looking for your answers, or you're looking for your direction, you're looking for your treasure. And treasure could be different things. So treasure could be your answers. Treasure could be your next step. Your treasure could be, like I say, the dream that's been haunting you for years. When you're going after that thing, your treasure, look for your clues. Look for your clues. Look for your clues. I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine about 2 weeks ago, and I was telling her about my experience. So many experiences to share about, but tying back into that, looking for your clues. I've learned that. And sometimes I have to remind myself to do that when I ask God for direction, or when I am seeking my next step, or I want to go forward. Look for clues. The clues come. Listen to me. Your clues and your answers can come, and they usually do come in the ways that you least expect it. They don't ever come the way you expect them to come. Your clues could come in a radio advertisement, a television ad. Your clues could come in a conversation that you overhear, in passing or in the mall. Your clues can come in a conversation you have with a family member in the morning, with a friend. Your clues come, but it requires a certain amount of stillness. And stillness is a practice. It's a practice. It's an ongoing journey. Stillness. And I would tie back into meditation and prayer. Stillness. So part of the journey, we need to practice, and I encourage you to practice getting still. And let me tell you, it's not the easiest thing, honey. It is not the easiest thing. Some of us are better at it than others, but stillness and quieting your mind to hear and to know, and to partner with your journey, or to partner with your life calling, or to partner with your treasure, like the book speaks of. It requires stillness. It requires a lot of stillness, a lot of quietness. And the reason why I would stress on, one of the reasons I would stress on stillness, is because sometimes you are the only one who knows for you. And I will go back into what I was saying earlier. Sometimes it's lonely. Sometimes you have one person who is riding with you, or who believes in you. Sometimes you have a few. Sometimes you have none. But you have to know for you. You have to know your next step for you. You have to know what works for you. And the only way you would know that is in being still, in practicing being still, and practicing being able to hear, practicing being able to notice and to look for your clues and your cues after you pray, and after you ask God for it, and you are seeking for it, and you are doing the things. Because apart from praying and apart from seeking, it's not magic. There's a certain amount of work that you are also required to do. You have to also work towards. It's a lot of work, but it's the most worthwhile work you would do in your life. It's the most worthwhile work you would do in your life. So those are my 3 takeaways that I wanted to leave with you from reading the book The Alchemist. If you have ever heard of it, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the book The Alchemist. Like I said earlier, it's one of the best books you would read. It's right up there. Well, I will save this life and I will reshare it, so you'd see the other 2 books that I shared as well, that are right up there with fire starters. It's a fire starter. It hits you in your soul. It hit me in my soul. It's one of my best reads ever. And so that's my message. I'll just read for you the one sentence. If it's anything that you take away from all that we spoke about, taken from the book, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. So that's what I wanted to leave with you. Thank you for joining in with me this morning. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for spending the time with us. I'm not sure how long we stayed or how long we lasted, but I do appreciate you being here with me. I'll see you again when I do go live again. And commit to you. Commit to you. If it's anything you take away, commit to the things that thing that feeds your soul. That one thing that you know nobody else could do it like you. That one thing that you know you are here to do. Commit to your journey. Make it a weekly live. Okay. Alright. Okay. Weekly. Let me. Okay. Weekly. I would take that into consideration. I definitely do enjoy sitting and sharing with you on a Monday. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, if you have anything to say, I'll stay for about a minute again. If there are any questions or any feedback or any comments or anything like that before I end the live. And like I say, I definitely would take it into consideration to make this a weekly live, our Monday morning show. Alright. So guys, I'm wishing you a great week. I'm wishing you a fantastic week. Amazing, awesome. And you can only get out of your week, or you can only get out of your time, you can only get out of your life what you put into it. It's not magic. We can't sit and wait for things to happen and to land in our lap. We have to work toward it. It's a lot of work, but it's the most rewarding work you would do in your entire life. Bye.